had remained as uncorrupted, as empty as you were when you were a child, then none of this spiritual nonsense would have been needed for you. None of this spiritual practice, 1,001 different techniques, physical postures of yoga, breathing exercises, thousands of different concentration techniques, mantras, yantras, different forms of meditation. Would any of this have been needed for you? No. None of it would have been needed for you. So in a way, to become awakened, it's a bit like becoming a child again. You become childlike. But I want to make it clear there's a huge difference between a child and a sage. The child is living in that state of so-called purity. He's living in that spontaneous intelligence, but he's not aware of his own being. The sage is living in tune with that same field of existence, but he has come to an understanding of his own condition. So between a child and a sage, there is some small difference, but this small difference makes all the difference. You know, you heard Jesus Christ saying, unless you become like children again, you cannot enter into the kingdom of God. You heard this statement, yes? What does he mean by this? He's simply saying, unless you return back to your original nature, then you cannot come to know that which is divine, that which is the very source of your existence. So what we're doing in a kind of way is, we're not reconditioning ourselves through the practice of yoga or through meditation. We don't want to do that. We have enough programming and conditioning as it is. Right? What's the point of just changing one set of programming with another set of programming with another set of programming if you're completely still living out of unconsciousness? What we need to do is, rather than focusing on changing, rather than focusing on becoming something, just understand ourselves from the very space in which we are living, right here and right now. So right here, right now, you're sitting there, I'm sitting here, we're having a discussion, the rain is dripping outside, and this is enough. What's lacking in the present moment? If you can really be in tune with the present moment, you'll find that nothing whatsoever is lacking and has ever been lacking. It's just because of this constant slavery to constantly become something, that we have deprived ourselves from this immeasurable freedom, which is a possibility for every human being. But just constantly thinking, constantly caught up in the dream world of the mind. So most of our sufferings are more or less psychological. And it's just like what you said. What we need to do is we don't need to destroy this dream of the mind. To be awake simply means to be aware that you are in a dream. And just by being aware that you are in a dream, now you have freedom from the dream. Now you can enjoy the dream. Nothing wrong with the dream. You can enjoy whatever the dream has to offer. But the question is, can you enjoy this dream without getting entangled?